Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Call of Cthulhu. I'm here with BringItDon, and... sorry, I swallowed some coffee that went down the wrong way. Let's flip this switch.
There's nothing happening.
You know why? Because we have to go flip that other switch. I know what we gotta do. Alright. Let's, which way was it again? Here it is.
That should draw the attention of the guards. I should hide.
In here. I don't know how long I can stay in here before he starts freaking out. Guess I'd hide over here, but I need them to leave so I can... I need them to leave so I can get out of here. Okay. Well, he's gone. I need you to leave, my man. Okay, we are, here we go. Should I go in here?
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me, like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. Don't stay with me, or you'll end up the same way.
Okay, can't use that. Yeah, what did they do to you?
You're Sanders, aren't you? I heard you from myself. What did they do to you? What does Fuller want with you?
The doctor? You think it's the doctor who scares me? The doctor wants to heal me. But he's the one who's crazy. He wants to restore my sight. He wants to give me back my eyes. And yet I told him that I didn't want him. I do not want to see it anymore. The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
Yeah, it was Sarah Hawkins who invoked this curse.
In her office, I saw signs of a ritual, perhaps an invocation. These things, that's what makes you say she's cursed.
You're wrong. It was not an invocation, but a revocation. But she failed. And that's what counts.
What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. We should never have met.
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It has trapped you. No, don't let it see you, or you won't be able to escape it. Don't look at it. That's how it finds you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor. The Shambler.
Sanders, pull yourself together.
Without her, it's no longer possible to save me. No!
Sanders! What the hell?
Oh, Jesus, the leg.
I got it. Okay. This is insane. What killed him?
Well, it's probably best not to stick around and find out. Let's just leave. I guess I can't get back out this way, can I? I can. That leads to the exit. What's up here? I guess this is the actual exit. Yeah, that would have been able to get out that way. Stupid gas.
Damn! The gas! Oh. My head.
Later. We need to move on.
Alright, Pierce woke up in an asylum, installed in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. He met Dr. Colden, a female friend of Bradley, who helped him to escape. Wandering through the corridors of this place, where Dr. Fuller reigned supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Sanders. Before dying in full view of the detective, he accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the accursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Colden. The companions in misfortune decide to use the Hawkins mansion as a hideout. Interesting.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
It's much nicer when it's light. Nice and pretty. Alright, I've been paying attention to my CP gain. I have 9. So I can get last point investigation, which really hasn't been super helpful. Well, I can get a point in this and a point in this. Let's do that. I did save that, right? I did not. I guess I can't go.
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
Well, let's go talk to him. Hello.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Yeah, let's talk to Bradley. Hold test psychology.
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
Yeah.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
Yeah, your memory seems to be failing you.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital, and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
A little suspicious. Yeah, let's talk to Colden separately. Did Fuller found Riverside?
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
Yeah, Sarah Hawkins was committed.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
See, I saw dead bodies.
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes, I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan, and I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
Okay, can't use that. Wonder if it's possible to have your occultism that high, because I feel like I found everything I could find so far. See, I might be onto a lead.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
He called him the Shambler.
I didn't see what, but something was there, with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Yeah, better to confront the truth.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Should I talk to them?
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Oh, here we go. Oh, excuse me. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decided to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow: Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the Shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died. Whew. Yeah, this game's a little too linear. It's more like a walk and talk simulator. I thought it was going to be more detective-y than it's ended up being so far.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other.
Our paths crossed, briefly.
He just told me
The
to beat
brave
it.
detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Let's just try this.
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Test eloquence. I share your grief, but I had nothing to do with it.
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident? This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy. You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Yeah, did he speak to you of a Shambler?
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A Shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit, because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Alright, well I'm gonna look at all of your... Hello. Wonder if that's gonna have a puzzle.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
A photograph of Sarah Hawkins next to the Sanders. They must be close. Excuse me. Sorry. Alright, reconstructing a scene. Probably someone at the piano.
A house of artists. Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? A house of artists.
Do I need to go in here? Nope, can't. As far as it goes, what am I missing? Or am I missing anything? Oh, there we go.
Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? The Shambler. I need to see it.
Okay, well, let's explore around a bit first. Hey, Breviary of Medicine, Tome 2. The second volume in this series covers everything from gas gangrene to trench nephritis. In addition to a precise and detailed study, the book presents some avant-garde theories. Or is it avant-garde? It's avant-garde. The incredible complexity of this book reserves it for medical experts. Oh man, I cannot focus today.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Not a recording that Francis Sanders left for his wife, Irene. It's right here.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Oh, so maybe there's more things I can listen to. So this is presenting me with a list. Hey, yeah. Well, hello.
I could use one of those.
And more sleeping pills. Everybody seems to have a,
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Dear Francis, I beg you to give up all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning to you, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the Shambler. Your friend, Sarah Hawkins.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
This volume's been... So did I miss the first diary? Because I found 2 and 3. This volume spends some time on Reverend Wickwood's community. His wife expresses her worries about the strange dreams that the Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their vision as a messenger sent by God. She is scared that they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. Yes, I'm pretty sure... I have 2 CP available. Could do some more strength. I mean, since I'm here. Oh, wait, hold up. What needed 2 CP? Oh, nothing needs 2 CP. Alright, I'll just hold on to it for now. Key to the Sanders Gallery. A book. Why you read the book? What? Why you read the book? Yeah, read the book. So affect my destiny, oh boy. Malleus Bestiarum, Volume 2. It's kind of an encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. New entry in the diary. Oh, hold up. Okay, so this is everything. So maybe I'm missing a lot of stuff here. So I haven't even looked at this yet. So I've only found 6 things. I'm in chapter 6, right? Unless it's like a chapter, each chapter has 1 thing. Don't know. Let's talk to her.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Yeah, I've got to verify the paintings for a buyer.
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Perfect, Detective. The pretext? The body language? I would have bought it if it was the first time I'd seen your face. You're a good talker, Pierce. Your story will do for the moment.
Okay, yeah, what are you doing here?
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
Sure. Nice, I got some expensive... So I can hide. Oh boy. What am I hiding from in here?
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Just, that's all I got? Alright. It's quite the collection. Alright, I want to avoid actually going to the Shambler for right now. Let's get a feel for the place.
The public entrance to the gallery. Why was he so interested in old weapons?
A lot of people are interested in old weapons. Hey, this is looks like the thing from Night at the Museum. The tablet.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Oh, I got plenty of lantern oil. That doesn't bode well. Alright, well let's get a look at this thing.
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
Far from possessing the talents of Sarah Hawkins, Sanders drew a dagger with a tortured form down to the smallest detail. The guard carries a strange esoteric symbol, a recurring feature in his correspondence with Sarah. Which, if I remember correctly, I thought I saw this dagger in here. Let me go check real quick before I look at the painting. Thought it was... yeah.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Or something similar to it. So I wonder if I need to be able to find that dagger. It's not that one. I feel like this one is the closest so far. Let's just keep looking. I have a feeling this is gonna be important.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
That's it right there. 100% that's it. It's got the symbol in the hilt and everything. Alright, well, let's go look at the painting and see what awaits us. Well, look at it.
What the hell was that?
Did I run? Ooh, didn't like that one bit. Go away, monster. I don't know what to do.
Damn. This dagger looks different.
Oh, I tried to hit RT and hit him with it. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, there's been no inclination that I could swing a dagger at that thing yet. Like, there's been no attack button. I just ran up to it, hit RT, hoping I could stab it. Alright, well, we're gonna call it an episode here, and the next one we'll start with the Shambler again. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see y'all in the next episode.